is just for the morning. In particular spreadsheet, you can go through the language there.
Yeah, if you were to do it just by
Very
accident.
easy for us to say, hey, your evidence is much better because this doesn't show anything.
If they don't show any.
Yeah, right.
Well,
When-
people get no porches or garages or, you know.
Oh, you, okay.
They don't. they hang that stuff in the pool or anything.
Okay.
You know, it's hard.
Okay, Amy, I assume we're on.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, it's Monday, July 25th. At 8:34 a.m. And we are convening a session of the Aransas County Appraisal Review Board. Number of hearings by phone to start with. I think we're ready if you want to just dial this guy up. Oh, do we have a quorum? Thank you. Thank you for.
All right.
see you in secretary. I'll give you all.
Oh, is this rolling?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
It's me, it's a female. Everybody thinks I'm, you know, that's okay. Anyway, this is Fred Review Board calling for all your protest hearings. So I'm going to turn you over, to the chairman.
Good morning, Roland.
Okay, thanks. Morning, sir.
And I am, sir. Thank you. Okay, let me start off with, we have quite a few hearings scheduled this morning with you. Are you planning on being on the phone for all these, or how do you want to handle them?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna say yes to that. If I run across some accounts where if I'm allowed to just leave, then that's fine. I wasn't sure how it works.
Yeah, since we have affidavits on all of these, it's, you know, it could be handled in such a manner that we use the affidavit for evidence and so on. So again, it's not critical that you're there, although you obviously have every right to be there. Just we're trying to make sure that we can roll through these pretty quickly.
Okay, that's fine. If I'm allowed to leave and let the affidavit carry themselves, that would be great. And if I can, I guess, choose the order in which I'd like to hear them, I think it might be beneficial for all of us. That way, at some point, I'll know I can leave and not have to worry about, well.
Yeah, okay, that's a great,
That makes sense.
yeah, that's a great point. And I have all of these accounts designated by their, you know, they're by case number here, but a lot of them fall in account number order. If you have any particular order that you'd like to address them, then we can certainly accommodate that. And for sure, this afternoon, if you have a chance to go through the hearings for this afternoon ahead of time and determine which ones you want to handle first, then that's fine too.
Now, as far as I know, all the hearings for SW, or the companies that I represent, SWBC or Aransas are in the morning. That's my understanding. Now, if we're talking about the afternoon, home tax shield will stand on its own affidavit solely.
Okay.
That's the engineer.
Okay, all right, great.
It's okay with,
Again,
it's okay with me if it's okay with y'all, if Roland just says, this is the account I want to do next. I want to do this one next. It's okay with me.
Okay,
I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
all right, great. All right, so I have some administrative stuff to run through as we start here. you hang loose, we'll then get into the details of all your hearings. So we're commencing a series of hearings by telephone. I'll announce each case and account number as we go into it. This hearing is being recorded and streamed live on YouTube, and we'll verify what's under protest.
You got each case as we go along.
We can. Do you know if the protest reasons are the same on all these cases? Market
Yes,
equity,
they should be.
market equity, and I see we have other checked on some of them. Sorry. Have other?
Now, the other, interject. I use that to protect my client
Yes.
and protect me, and I've just messed up.
No, and that's
To be
okay.
honest.
That's quite common to do that, and it's intelligent thing to do. And as long as we don't have anything noted on the affidavit in the category of other that we need to address in the hearing, then we'll just roll right through these. Okay, so we are the appraisal review board that will be hearing your protest today. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. At the end of the hearing, you may complete a survey regarding your experience. The survey may be completed using the survey form, which is included in the determination package that will be mailed to you after this hearing, and document the result of the hearing. The survey is entirely voluntary. However, we always appreciate any feedback you may wish to offer. You also have the right to appeal our decision, and appeal information is included in the package that will be mailed to you to document our determination. In accordance with tax code section 41.45H, all written material and evidence that has not been provided must be provided at this time. And I'm assuming, since we have affidavits on all these, that all your evidence is contained within the affidavit. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank
You
you.
should be, yes.
All right. The ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. I, Scott Wagner, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F related to case numbers 2022-1810, 1811, 1812, 1814, 1822, 1829, 1831, 1816, 1819, 1820, 1821, 1823, 1825, and 1830. And Roland, as you go through these, if you want to reference them by account number, that's fine as well.
Okay.
I, Kathy Hockman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with a person in relation to 41.66F in relation to account 2022, 1810, 1811, 1812, 1814, 1822, 1829, 1831, 1816, 1819, 1820, 1821, 1823, 1825, 1830. I, Joanne Ferguson, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F related to case number 2022, 1810, 1811, 1812, 1814, 1822, 1829, 1831, 1816, 1819, 1820, 1821, 1823, 1825, and 1830.
I, Peggy Berger, solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 21.66F in reference to case numbers 1810, 1811, 1812, 1814, 1822, 1829, 1831, 1816, 1819, 1820, 1821, 1823, 1825, and 1830.
Okay, all testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath. So I'm assuming, Roland, since we have signed notarized affidavits from you, that we will be considering you to be under oath for these hearings.
Yes, sir.
I read that you did solemnly swear for the testimony shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct. And I am swearing in for the SWBC accounts for this morning, which is 18, 10, 11, 12, 14, 22, 21, 32, 16, 19, 20, 21, 23, 25, and 30.
Okay, Roland, I need to ask whether you hold a license or certificate from the Texas Appraiser Licensing and Certification Board.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if you have a copy of the hearing procedures time that came in the package from the appraisal district. It's a single chart, single page chart. Has two columns that designate the order of presentation if the protester goes first or the district goes first. Do you have that available?
No, sir, I can get it if you want me to.
No, it's quite all right. We'll just step you through it. Basically, the chart has two columns, as I mentioned. One says if the property owner presents first or the protester goes first. The other is if the district goes first. You both have equal amounts of time to present, cross-examine, rebut, and so on. But you get to make the choice of who presents first.
All right. I'll let the district go first, sir.
Okay, and do you want to do that on all your hearings, or should I ask on each one?
I'll stick to that policy.
Okay,
Throughout the hearing. And
okay,
again, if I can choose which one goes first, that way hopefully we can move a little faster for the panel.
excellent. Okay, so we're ready to proceed. So if you want to tell us which one you want to start with, we'll go from there.
I'm gonna go by account number order, sir. 69796. Should be under Shell Ridge Settlement.
Okay.
One on the second.
1830 is the,
Oh,
supposedly 1830.
where did you say it? No, it didn't.
It's the last on the, it's on the 10 o'clock docket,
Oh,
69796.
Page 5,
all right.
the middle of the page, page 5,
What's the piece number again?
69796. Page 5, middle of the page.
Okay, Ray, I think we're ready anytime you want to start.
Okay. Here. This property is on Church Street. Let's see which- Yeah, so this is over, I want to look up here so you can kind of see where this is at. This is, Shell Ridge Road is over here. The Bass family stuff is right there. You know, that's that hard corner. It says 70, but we know it is Church Street. That's where it's at. If you go, if you go that way, you get back to 35.
Your property?
It's one property, but it's one property. Yeah. We have. What do we have here on this thing? We probably have it adjusted pretty heavily. So we have two land segments. One land segment is adjusted at 50%, meaning it's 50% good, and then one land segment is adjusted at 25% good for obvious reasons, right? It's got some issues. It's low. It's water issues. It doesn't have great access. It's actually offset off of. It doesn't really front Church, and it doesn't really front Fifth Street. So when you look at the comps, the one of the things you'll notice is the value is really high. And that's because it's, you know, you had this much land and it was good kind of thing. 2 acres of land would be worth quite a bit of money, over on this side of town. But, so it has a weighted value of 245 when comparing it with sales. But again, every one of those sales is a better piece of land. And then on the equity grid, we're gonna just compare a little bit larger land. And in that same area, for a value of 31,900. Let me see, these are all deep into those blocks, like 1900 Pearl, 2300 Church, 1902 and. So this is all this land on this extreme south end of South Rockport. I'm not sure what we had as a value. Last year, the market value was 25. This year, the value is 31.9. And I think that's all I have really. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Roland, you have 2 minutes to question Ray if you need to, and 5 minutes for your presentation, so 7 minutes if you need it.
No, sir, no, ma'am, I don't need the question.
Okay, then you can go right ahead and do your presentation.
Okay, if you look at the packet that I sent you, should have an aerial map with two rectangular blue blocks. And the value that I'm seeking is going to be 11,960. There's some yellow blocks on that page also, and they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are comparable properties that are in the same area that have the same type of issues as the subject property. I'll go to the next page. It just gives you the next page. It should show it corresponds to the land map that you saw previously. It gives you the account numbers and it gives you the price of the land value on each property. If you look under land, the subject property is at 31,900, and then so down the line, it goes down to $300, 190, 160. Number 7 is the highest value on this equity chart at $7,200. And if you go to the far right-hand side, it breaks it down to the price per square foot, subject property being 35 cents a square foot. The other properties being at 3 cents, 1 cent, 17, at 7 being 32 cents a square foot, and then the last one, 8, is 9 cents a square foot. If you go to the next page, you'll see a map. Basically, I put it orange, just showing you where the property is at. Then again, go to the next page after that, you'll see on the an aerial map on the upper left-hand side should say National Wetland Inventory Property. And if you're looking at, you can see where the properties lie, and you can basically tell that the majority of the property is in wetland and cannot be disturbed. The next aerial will show you approximate where I put the account number at 6976796. It also has drainage canal cutting through the property, middle of the property. And the last 2 pages should show photos that I've taken showing that the canal runs through the property. And for the most part, this property can't be developed, or a majority of it can't be developed because it's either in wetlands or it has a drainage canal running through it. And you can tell, and you can look at that by the third to the last aerial photograph that I show you, and where I put the proximity of the property. And basically you can see from the aerial shot that there does have drainage running through the property. So there you have it. I'll ask the panel to consider 11,900 on the value of the property. That's my presentation.
Okay, thank you. Ray, you have 1 minute.
Yeah, can you pull Picto up and I wanna look at a couple of things. Scroll down to this way a little bit. So we are certainly, a lot of the comps that Roland has are these comps right here. We're gonna value this land over here different than we're gonna value that right there. This is behind to the side of a road called Bay Vista. However, in saying that, I'm not really sure about this wetland thing. And if it's true that this land falls under the federal wetland classification and that it cannot be used for development, if that's true, then I don't have a problem with the value of 11,009. I don't have any problem with that. I don't know that that is the case. You know, the reality is the problem is obstructed by water for sure, by lowland for sure. There's no doubt. I don't really know the national wetlands inventory. It's not something I spend a lot of time dealing with. So there's layers on here. There's numbers on here. There's colors on here. I don't know what, you know, what this is telling us. But if it is telling us that, then I would agree with them. That's all I have.
Roland, do you have data or information that shows that it is wetlands? Or just-
Just the aerial, and if you look at the aerial map that I showed you, where on the upper left-hand side where it says National Wetland Inventory, you'll have the code EDUSP, and then it has E2EMIN, and again E2USP. Those are codes for the wetland. I did not copy the chart, or maybe it would have been too lengthy. That's why I chose the aerial map itself, where it shows that the proximity of the property, and it shows that the property, if you look at that National Wetland Inventory map, you can see the wedge-shaped property just north of that on Church Street and Fifth Street. And so just moving down, you can tell that the majority of the property is in wetland, plus you have a drainage canal running through the property also. So it has a double issue. One, the drainage canal running right through the property, and then the wetland designation. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's.
I'm gonna go with the 11. Yeah. I'll go with that. I agree with that.
It's a testing person.
We're only gonna make a motion on this particular account, which is 2022-1830. Account number 69796, which is 1901 to 1925 Church Street. Address is T1 and T2, which is market equity value. Opinion of the friendly review board of input from the district, that's the asking price you brought to us of 11,160 is will stand. And that's the new number, 11,960 as you requested.
Thank you.
I second it.
All in favor?
Anybody can start. No, I was okay. I was looking at her.
Okay, you were looking at me, I'm like, go for it.
Okay, Roland, you understand the new value?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that closes this hearing. Let's move on to the next. Which one would you like to do?
It's gonna be the adjacent track, 25395. That's 25395.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's okay, it's not a problem.
we're just locating our paperwork here.
That's gonna be on page 4. Middle. Is it 25395?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
25,
middle of the page 4, middle of the page.
Okay, Ray, anytime you're ready.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I was sitting here waiting. All right, this is a condo in the Allegro condos. That had a value of 175 and 21. We have a value of 197 now. My tablet just crashed. It's okay though. I can get back in it.
It's not complete, I don't think.
It's a not complete unit. It's 52% complete. That's a weird number. I'm assuming that number was. Anyway, it's 52% complete. When you look through sales. Let's see here. We do have sales on Sand Dollar. The 900 building has some sales in 21. One sold for 281, one sold for 279. And then a Mazatlan and a Nassau sale. So when these things are adjusted for the reality that this one's damaged, I hate doing this damaged condo stuff, but indicates a value of 210,000. We have a value of 197, and then on equity, we're just comping other damaged units in here. So we're at 197 because these other units are the same thing at the same percentage. That's all I have.
Okay, Roland, you have 7 minutes again.
all right. I want to make sure that we're all aware that when the district says damaged units, this is property that has been under repair for the last 4 years. This property was damaged for the hurricane, during the hurricane, and the owner has waited 4 long years, year after year after year. This is the last building in this area that is being worked on finally. And I have gone each year to look at this property. And finally, they're starting to work on it as of January 1st. I was there in in May of 25 of this year. Still haven't been finished. Again, we're looking at property that the owner has had no ability to use or rent or however you want to put it. The other units that he mentioned, again, I've looked at some of those, not those particular units, but the buildings themselves, and have seen it over the years coming around Lauderdale and then coming down the street Mazatlan, and then finally coming up to Sand Dollar, moving up north to where we see right across the pool where this property is located. It's finally being corrected or worked on. If you look at the value that I'm seeking is $176,000, up about $1,000 last year. You'll see my opinion of value. On the third page, you'll see an account number 25393, which is an adjacent tract. And I say adjacent, it's probably right next door, or the property, maybe not next door, just a little bit, one door over. That property was, value was correct to 100, or put a value of 176,000 for 1,122 square feet, which is the same as the client, if I'm not mistaken. The client's square footage is 1,122. If you look at the district's property appraisal information for 2022, you'll see, and I highlighted it, that the comparable, the property is at 52% complete, as the district has stated, and using the cost method, which the district does use. Also, the improvements are at 90,370. The land would be at 64,800. That would put the property at 155,170 using the cost method that the district does generate also at 155,170. Again, I'm not asking for that. The client would just be satisfied knowing that, hey, it wasn't repaired last year, it wasn't repaired in 2020, it wasn't repaired in 2000. Again, this is 2022, and finally, I'm going to say probably within the next month, if it hasn't already happened, it's finally being finally the property has finally been completed. I'll ask the panel to look at and consider the value of 176,000 based on the account, which is right adjacent to the property, and that was placed at 176,000, which is the account number 25393, which is in the same building area. So,
A quick question was, between January 21 and January 22, did anything move forward on this property, or are they just now attacking it?
Jesus, I was there in 21. There was a guy sitting on the property, and the guy was from Louisiana or Alabama, if I remember right. And he was taking note of everything throughout these complexes last year, what needed to be done and what hadn't been done. Because again, they've had trouble over the years, 4 long years, they've had trouble with contractors back and forth. The subs were not being paid. I went out there every year and I questioned some of the workers, and you know, some of them, they're gone. They tell me, hey, we hadn't gotten paid in 2 months and we're leaving. Literally. Has some work been done from last year to this year? I can't say it hasn't. You know, there's been some improvement from 1 year to the next. And in 1 year, they used it as basically just storing supplies in there, or material.
Okay,
You know,
that's really all I needed to know.
it's been very minimal work that's been done on the property. And again, he's had no use for the property. He hasn't had any ability to use it other than pay homeowner association fees and pay taxes on it. It's just been sitting there waiting to get repaired. I'll ask again, to consider the 176, which is a value that was placed on the adjacent account. And if you look at my map, you'll see it highlighted where the subject property is, and you'll see the property of 25,393 that has been given a value of 176,000, which is basically in the same position as my client.
All right, we understand, thank you.
Amen.
Yes.
25393. The 176, it's in an ARB decision with an R decision, just.
I know.
Yeah,
Our decision, ARB decision this
it
year,
was an ARB hearing on June 9th.
and it was for 176.
Yeah.
The district's fine with 176.
Okay, we'll follow that.
Yes,
All
I'm
right,
good
well,
with that.
I'm gonna make a motion on this account, which is, case ID 2022-1821, account 25395, which is, 1104 Sandor, New condo, addressing, market equity value, between the evidence that you provided and the district has provided. It's the opinion of the ARB that we will accept your requested value of $176,000.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, Roland, 176.
Thank you, sir.
That closes that hearing. Let's move on to the next. Which one would you like to do?
Account number 31018.
Page 5,
Yeah.
yes. Page 5,
It's case ID 1825.
top of the page, yes. Top of the page. Port Royal.
All right. Let me see here. I have a question about Roland.
Yes, sir.
Have you been to this one? Have you been to this one?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell me the inside of it?
The inside of it, I just looked through the window. I didn't get in through it, but
Okay.
it's been, it needs repairs inside, sheet rocking and this and that, but, that was just looking through the window.
Okay, I'm looking at 81,000. That's his requested value.
Yep.
All right, Roland making a motion on your case ID 2022-1825 and 31018, which is 100 Fort Royal Apartment 4, and addressing equity and marketing value. If you're hearing your evidence in the district, it's the appraisal review board's opinion that the last year's value of 81,000. It wasn't last year. What about
You requested the,
He wanted 81.
Oh, I'm sorry, 81 what?
81,000.
Okay.
Requested value, by you, Roland, is 81,000 even, and credit review board is going to accept that.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, that closes that hearing. Roland, what's next?
Account number 24573.
It's 8:30.
It's still
The top, or something the top. What is the case number?
It's
24573,
yeah,
it's on
18.
page 3. It's the 8:30 docket.
No.
Still 10 o'clock.
Which one is that?
1816 is the case ID. On 10 o'clock.
I mean, can you show me this property on Picto? I don't know. Oh, you're already there. Is this the lake?
That's Cove Harbor, Shell Ridge.
Yeah, and the owner is requesting 106,270. Let me see something here. Yeah, that's fine. 106,270 is fine.
That's all.
Who knows? I don't know why they hold it. They hold it for whatever reason, but it's got all kinds of wetland issues.
106.
It's gonna be annoying one day. There's a big canal running through with the development, but we'll deal with that then.
Okay, Roland, on your case ID 2022-1816, count 24573, which is west of Shell Ridge Road, addressing market and equity values, for your information and that of the district. The appraisal review board is willing to accept your requested value of $106,200.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, Roland, that closes that hearing. You understand 106,270, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next.
account number 26628.
Yeah, that's on 830. Yeah, it's case I
The next- That's page 2. So now it's 8:30. Oops.
Which one is it?
1822, middle of page 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okey doke, this is Fulton Beach Road. Pretty far north, it's down, it's a residence, it's down pretty close to getting to, what's that called, Racket Club? But it's not Racket Club, it's just a residence getting that direction. So this is a house on a piece of land that is connected to Fulton Beach Road, and the backside is on Highway 35. Comps are, we have a comp, one of the comps is in Bahama, which is the subdivision on the other side of Racket Club. We have a sale for 308. It's gonna have a lot less land. It's a lot, not the acreage total, but it's a little bit smaller house, sold for 308 and 22. And then in June of 21, we have a Fulton Beach Road sale for 664. And we have Old Cottage Beach sale and a Boardwalk sale. These are subdivisions on Fulton Beach Road. And one's for 262, one's for 514, and then a sale in Cell House. Giving a value of 621, a median value of 621. Equity is Fulton Beach Road properties. Land values or land sizes are a lot closer. Class 5 homes over 2,000 square feet, one class 4 home over 2,000 square feet. Giving a value of 584. So in both of our grids, we believe that the value of 581 is supported. That's all I have.
Hey, Roland, you have your 7 minutes, or whatever you need of it.
All right, the value I'll be asking the panel to consider is $499. If you want to round to 500,000, I have a problem with that if you consider mine. Last year's value was $336,200. Even to say my client is or the property owner is. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.
We get it.
Yeah. I provided some equity sales, or excuse me, equity properties in and around the area. Hard to find some, being that it's on Fulton Road and it's very long and elongated. The property, the value that it came out was again at $499,000. I'll ask the panel to consider 500,000 even. The equity comps are there for you to look at. I'm not going to go over each one of them. Again, I'll ask the panel to consider the 499 or 500,000.
I have a question, man. Your comps, sale house and some of the other areas really don't comp well. Do they?
It is. I don't know. You could easily say, when you look at, we have 5 comps in there. You could easily say that the cell house comp just doesn't belong. Because of the nature of it. Here's the, Roland, were you done?
Pardon me?
Were you done talking?
Yes,
Oh, okay, I just wanted to make sure. So I'll talk about this for a second, not really maybe a rebuttal, and if you'll go to Picto, please. So this property here on Fulton Beach Road, we had a value of this house and this land for 336 the previous year. So our opinion is that that was bad appraisal work, that this would sell for much more than 336. And what we're saying is that a house in Bahama that doesn't even have a water view sold for 308, to kind of prove our point that you can buy this tucked in thing for 308, and we used to have a value of 336. We are caught between a rock and a hard place here because a lot of the Fulton Beach Road sales are over $1 million. So then how do we, what's the way to comp this? Do we go throw in a bunch of $1 million sales? And then have these crazy adjustments, because some of the homes on Fulton Beach Road are gonna be much larger and higher class. So, you know, the appraiser threw in one particular sale on Fulton Beach Road and then threw in other stuff. His sale was for $664 in June. For a class 4 home that's about the same size, that's about the same age. So, you know, I don't know.
What depreciation do you have in this house? I'm familiar with the house.
Yeah, okay, we have this house at 88%.
No, I mean, I would appreciate it, but to what year?
Oh, we have it as a 1968 build, a 2003 effective age. So it's
It's old. It's,
yeah.
I don't know what they've done to it. It's the last time I was in it, but.
I do have one question for Roland on his equity grid. It's comp C. Comp C doesn't have a class in it. So in the, I would like you to just clarify how that works in your grid when there's not a class.
I tell you the truth, I just noticed it myself. I wasn't aware that it didn't have a class.
Okay,
I would imagine it'll work on the effective age and the year built only, which was 1950.
yeah,
If you look at that, the actual build was 1950, and then it has an effective age of 1950.
yeah,
So I would think that the class would have been somewhat low, but I really did not notice or take note of that when I was looking at that. Or if I did,
it's a class 3 home. It's a class 3 home. So it is a very low class, very, you know, 2 classes below the subject. I'm just curious, it's probably, I mean, you're just pulling the data. Are you pulling the data, Roland, or entering the data?
I was pulling the data.
Okay, it's just a data pull and it just goes into the grid.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Anything else, Roland?
No.
No, I don't think so. Not really.
I'm leaning toward the 500,000.
I'm not that wrong with you. That land is
not valuable, that's a great.
Oh, I see a property.
It does have.
Yeah. But
Can we look at picture real quick, and just zoom out, just a touch.
we have access to.
I just trying to see the. Let's see, for 26,580, 26,580, is that nearby?
Let's take a look.
Strange.
Oh, that's out in front of
Wow.
That's a
Cottage Beach. That's
Yeah,
yeah,
that's no conflict.
yeah.
Yeah, how far down from that is?
You know, 3/4 of a mile maybe.
Yeah, okay, so consequently, I would do somewhere between 524 and 540.
I think it was 540. I'm saying 40.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah.
All right, Roland, on your case ID 2022-1822, 2662H, 1945 Lincoln Beach Road, and addressing equity and market values. After hearing your evidence and that of the district, It's the opinion of the Federal Review Board, that the currently known value of $581,460, 540,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, Roland, so we said 540 is that one.
All right, thank you, sir.
What's up next?
59232.
830, it's 1829. Yeah, it's right below it on page 2.
Yeah.
This is, Key Lake Row. We're on Luau here. And we have, let's see. Actually a pretty big piece of land for Key Lake Road. It's, 12,000 square feet, which is, that's a big chunk of land for Key Lake Road. That's, twice as big, maybe as a lot of them are close to it. We're gonna look at some sales. We have a sale on Luau.
Before you do that, note the location. At the end of the.
Yeah.
It's not fabulous. No, it's not the end, but it's close.
Yeah, so 25 Luau sold. We're at 21, 25 sold for 1 million is, right around there. About the same size, about the same age. Let's see, comp number 2, Bimini, sells for 970. This one is a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit newer, and class is pretty close there. Pelican sells 945, smaller home, newer home, and another sell on Bimini for 945. Same class. Let's see, a little smaller and a little newer. Our sales is indicated sell value is 1.1. You'll see in our equity, we do not get to 1.06, we get to 1.05. And this is class, what do we have here? Class 5 homes, kind of around 3,000 square feet or so. One of them is real close, one of them's a little bit over, one of them's a little bit under. Rendering a value of 1.05. That's it. That's all I have.
Okay, Roland. You're up.
I'm
1820.
I'm asking about two values there, XP or 973.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. What was your opinion value?
Oh. The opinion of value was 973,500. I'm rounding, and then on the sales grid that I had, it showed about $1 million even. I think $1 million and 500,000. I've seen this property. I've looked at it because of the hurricane and thereafter. It's nice. That's all I'll say. I'll ask the panel to consider $1 million even.
The equity. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay, rolling on your case ID 2022-1829, which is 21 Luau, addressing equity and market values. Keep listening to information from the district and property owner's agent. It's the opinion of the Federal Review Board that the currently noted value $1,069,820 be reduced to $1,058,000 even.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay.
Next.
Oh, what was that number again?
$1,058,000 even.
Okay,
Hang on.
1.05. 1.05, not, oh, no,
Yeah.
you're right, gosh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
gosh.
It's 1,058,000.
yeah, you're right.
right.
Okay.
Get the man a Red Bull.
Let's go, here we go.
Okay, next up.
Right there. I'm looking at account number, 27971.
Plymouth Rock, 1823.
27971.
Yes.
All right. It's on page 4 at the bottom of the page. Or 10 o'clock.
All right, let's see here, where we at. We are gonna be on Bay Vista.
Yeah.
Which is the road that is behind Shell Ridge Road. There's a little short road behind Shell Ridge Road. And our first comp is the subject, but it's a 2020 cell that sold for 302. And it's okay with the board, well, I guess I'll say it that way. I don't like comp number 2. I don't think it's in the right. Well, it's also 3 times as big. It's my main issue with it. It's 3 times as big. So I'm gonna push that comp away.
Which one?
Comp
Three?
number 2.
Comp number 2.
The comp number
Water
2.
Street.
Water Street.
Yeah.
Water Street doesn't bother me. It's the square footage that I don't like.
Okay.
It's 3 times as large. That's just a little bit. That's too much. 3 times is too much to
Okay.
adjust. So comp number 2 is also in 2020 on Bay Vista. Sold for 300. And then comp number 3 is Water Street, but it's a small home. So it's an 1,100 square foot home, 4 FB. So that would change my median value to 294, not 306. We have 288, so we're still supporting our number. And our equity value with comping Bay Vista and Shell Ridge Road is 291, class 5, class 4 home. And square footage is looking pretty good. So we believe that 288 is supported.
Okay, Roland.
The value that I'm looking at, or would ask the panel to consider, is 259,500. I looked at the property, nothing. It's on Bayview, if I'm not mistaken, and I've seen the property. It's nice, right, 1 block off the Bay area there. Again, I have nothing to say much. I don't want to agree with the district. I'll ask for 275 and leave it at that. 275,000. I'll ask the town to consider.
I think the community is supported.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Annie,
One second, if I can ask one question, why was it reduced? The 2,000 was.
Oh, it's
Appreciate, okay.
It's ID 2022-1823, account 27971, which is 2717 Bay Vista, Rockport, addressing market equity values. The opinion of the appraisal review board that currently know the value of 288,420%.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Value stands. Closing that hearing, what's up next?
Count number 71105.
Back on 8:30. 15:31.
Page 3.
Okay,
Yeah, there we go.
where are we? The bottom or the top?
The top of page 3. On the 8:30 document. You're doing so great.
All right, what we got here? We have a house in the country club. We are on Bay Hills Drive. Looking at around a 2,500 square foot home, and it is on the fairway. Comp number 1 is the subject. We have a UVR unverified number of 569. That sold in July of 21. Comp number 2 is on St. Andrews. Sold for 420. Comp number 3 is on Waterwood. Sold for 465. And let's see here. Medium value, adjusted value is 619. Which seems kind of high, doesn't it? Because they
Say it's hot.
sell, oh, okay. Comp number 2 is adjusting out. Because of the comp number 2, it's not fairway, I suppose. And so it's adjusting out on that, a lot of land value. And it's making the median. I wouldn't agree with the way this is balancing out. The district does not want to say that this is a $620,000 house. We believe that it's 559 if it was bought for 569. But we're certainly not trying to say that it's a $620,000 house.
Well, verified, so anyway, so we don't know.
Right, it could have been,
I doubt.
it could have been a different number. That's exactly right. The equity comes out to 590. This is us, in this case, just comping on fairway homes that are class 6, that are 25, well, we have one that's 3,000 square feet. And we have a value of 590 for equity.
Okay, Roland.
I'll ask the panel to consider the 524,200 on that. I'm not going to say too much about this property. I have not seen it. The new account for me. I did not get a chance to look at the property. I mean, I know the area. I say I know the area. I've looked around the area, but this particular property, I can't say much about, and I won't say much about.
Okay. It's, I agree, 559 is, it didn't sell for that. I'm pretty sure. It was, 520, I think my 525 was just around 150. That's more. It doesn't even
More
matter
long.
the location. It doesn't necessarily- it's typically the 525.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, rolling on your case ID 2022-1831, account 71105, which is 110 Bayville Drive. And addressing market and equity value. It's the opinion of the credit review board that currently noted value of $559,880 to be reduced to $525,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, Roland, 525.
It's okay, I can stand that too. Roland, what's next, man?
Account number 12152.
Yes.
Okay, this is are y'all okay with me getting started?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a condo in Allegra North. We've spent some time in Allegra North. So what I want to do is, in general, from what I can remember, I don't disagree with the decisions that have been made on Allegra North. And we have had some pretty good information recently that had to do with that, lawsuit.
Yeah,
And so he has a requested value of 330, and I'm really pleased with that because I can remember a lot of 325s and 330s and 335s in here. So the district's okay at 330.
330.
That's it. That's Roland's number, and I think that's, I mean, I know I don't want to talk.
That's what the.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want to, I don't want to say that's what, but I know that we're all thinking,
close,
yeah,
yes,
We know the issues.
yes, yes. So I'm okay with that.
definitely.
All right, case ID 2022-1810, account 12152, which is 620 South Fulton Beach Road. Williams, addressing equity market values. It's the opinion of the equity review board that currently number value of 355,000 should be reduced to 330,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Anybody opposed?
The next one is.
Do 500 more on that one.
Roland,
What's that, Roland?
The account next to it is 12153, same property or same location.
under,
Oh, the next one.
Yeah, I'm okay. We're okay. We can, I'm okay. I'm gonna look, every time we see one of these, I'm gonna make sure and check his.
right,
He's at 330 on it. I'm at 330 on it. That's fine.
Case ID 2022-1811, count 12153, which is 620 Fulton Beach Road, which is Labor North condominiums. Addressing incorrect market and equity levels. Opinion of the credit review board is currently on the value of 355,000, we reduced to 330,000.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Next one.
Okay,
Yeah, he that's going to 350.
Hey, Roland, next one.
Gonna be account number, same complex,
Right.
account number 12161. This one, I wasn't sure about on this one, so I'll let the, I didn't know how to handle this one. This one was a little bit square footage was bigger than the other two. And I didn't know, I wasn't sure how to make this adjustment because of the situation on this property, on these properties. I did request 350,000.
350?
Yeah, 350.
Yes,
The district just agrees.
Yeah.
with The number. They just agree with the number, yeah. I don't have a problem with the number.
You don't, you do.
The 350, no, it's fine. It's fine.
All right, case ID 2022-1812, account 12161. This is a Labor North condominium. Addressing incorrect market value and equity levels. Opinion of the credit review board, currently noted value of $360,770, reduced to $350,000.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. I think we've wrapped up all of the morning.
We have 2 accounts on here that I haven't, do y'all have 2 that we haven't done?
Yeah.
25315, 25372.
I have three, but I'm on.
Well, Yeah, I'm looking at this list.
Oh, okay.
I have 3 on my list.
All right, Roland, what's next? Is it
that
better?
has to be account also, and I'll let the affidavit stand on their own on these,
Okay,
so I'll let you decide on the, meeting.
okay, so we're gonna let you go then,
Yes, yes.
and this
And
afternoon?
I have three,
He is
the
also-
couple I have left is
Go ahead.
just to make sure that you guys go over them, is 25372, 25315, and 15327.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those are
Are you gonna be on the phone with us this afternoon? Or do you want us to do them that day?
Yeah, those would be with home tax shield, if I'm not mistaken, and the company hired is only to do informals, and the affidavits will stand on their own.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Roland.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bob Roland.
All right, thanks.
Fine.
Let's stretch for a
Good,
second.
Yeah.
Sorry, wait a minute, hold on, go ahead, Ron.
Yeah.
Did you have something you wanted to add?
No, that's it.
Oh, okay, great, thank you.
Right.
So we'll check with Beth, because even if we're gonna address these, we need to swear in on, and we don't have to, we didn't have.
Yeah, but we have 3 more that we're sworn in on right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's 3 more.
There's 3 more left. One is on the 8:30.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't-
They're SWBC and assigned in.
But I'm gonna stand up, right? Yeah, I got a scratch.
Yeah, we'll take 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
25312.
Ready? Go. Yeah, 2-5,
55372,
yeah,
25315,
yeah,
and 15327.
Right.
15327. Now, somebody, while I wasn't looking, scratched through this one.
Quick attitude.
Yeah, no,
I did that on one and then I go back and look at, but wait a minute.
okay.
Okay.
Well, it gets confusing when they skip, we like. Oh, it's 8:30. Yeah. That was good.
And I was impressed because he had seen most of these.
Yes, yeah.
That's something that doesn't seem to happen very often. And yet that's the only way you can really fight for something is if you haven't seen it.
I've seen them here.
That's always a good thing.
And thank goodness we had that education the other day, on what's going on with these properties. Yeah. Well, thank goodness, it was to his advantage.
Yeah, we'll be out of here early.
Yeah. This morning. Yeah.
When the agents come in with a reasonable offer.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually,
Yeah. In this case, I felt like he was very reasonable.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Well, it's not a life and death kind of thing, you try the best you can and that's it.
Well, you need to be reasonable.
Well, reasonable, but he also had stuff to back up what he was saying, which.
Three, 5, 6. Those is all it is.
Well, we won't have anyone to talk to, so.
Oh, they're all in there.
It's funny with how Ron did.
I know.
Me too.
Didn't say how, whether his son was sick or just.
No, we didn't. I don't think he was terribly ill, because his son, because.
I don't think it's so little, I think they live nearby.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
said
he-
that they were just over visiting and, they spent some time in the same general areas.
Look at all the people who were around the president. They didn't get any downtown.
Say even his wife. You just say,
But they've had a lot of people sick at the White House. I mean, to me, it was just a matter of time.
It was, but especially with him, especially when he's traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was no way of protecting through a lot of that traffic.
thank goodness they had the vaccination. That's all I can say, because I know, based on my experience, and, I was really surprised I tested positive, but I had headache. I didn't even have a fever, but I had a headache and kind of,
I've had that a couple of times and I've tested myself, but.
yeah. And, but Tom, he very seldom gets headaches, and he said the same thing. We had been to a New Year's Eve party, and I left early because my daughter was here with her son, and so we were popping firecrackers. Because Randy wanted to do that, and he stayed maybe an hour longer and was talking to some people, and of course, one of the guys he was talking to was positive. And so it's like, he got a headache, and he said,
Probably got it.
probably got it from the guy he was talking to, because he was,
Tommy, you probably got it.
oh, I got it from Tom, yeah. And so he said, it was hard, and I started feeling kind of, feel good at a headache, and because of my asthma, I went to the doctor and he said, well, I called him, he said, go get tested. So I did. And you can the plague. So my doctor, came by file in the secondary, but unfortunately, like I said, when it first came out, I think it was more serious, and then it became very,
it seems to be.
Omicron.
Hope you had a shot.
I got all the shots, so, yeah. So I'm sure that people, probably that I hope it is not.
Okay, so let's do 1814, which is account 15-327.
Page 2. Couple of pages.
Yeah.
15327.
Yep.
All right, this is a house in City by the Sea on Bayview. It overlooks the flats or Estes. It sits on the intercoastal waterway. And we have a value of $517,000. Account number 1 is on Port Royal in City by the Sea, sold for $600,000 in 21. It's class 5 home, 2,000 square feet. Account number 2 sold on Port Royal for $650,000 in 2021. It's a larger home. It's a class 5 home. It's a 3,000 square foot house. And account number 3 sold for $505,000 in 21. It's a smaller home. Better class. Sold for $505,000. Let's see. We have an indicated median of $542,000. And in equity, we have a median equity of $540,000. And we're comping class 4 homes that are under 2,500 square feet and are close in age, showing us to be, I don't know, $25,000 low on this subject property.
I agree, I mean, you compare these properties in Port. On Marvis.
City by the Sea.
They just.
Oh.
I need to read their evidence. I just forgot. I went through
Oh, you gotta do it backwards.
Yeah.
First.
I was going first. Gosh. All right, let me read their evidence. We'll do these the way we usually do them in the future.
Yeah.
So section 1 is the property owner. Section 2 is the property under protest. Section 3 is the reason for protest, Q1, Q2. Section 4 is evidence, 1 packet. Section 5 requested value $500,000. And section 6 is just the opinion of value with, there's not any grits, just opinion of value.
I think the 517 is fine.
Yeah,
I agree.
no good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. 17.
Okay, case ID 2022, there's 1814, account 5327, this is 311 Golden Drive. City by the city, addressing equity and market values, the opinion of the review board that the currently under value of $517,450.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Yeah, that closes that hearing. We're open hearing on case ID 2022-8-1819, account number 25315, 204 Nassau.
Okay, I'm gonna read the, oh, sure, yeah.
H3.
Page 3 at the bottom.
Okay, all right, this is gonna be a Keel Agro condo. Property owner's affidavit of evidence, section 1 is the owner's name, section 2 is the property description. Property under protest, 204 Nassau Drive, Keel Agro condominiums. This is unit 204. Evidence is one packet, and section 5 is request a value of $275,600. Section 6 says they intend to appear by telephone conference call, but the affidavit can be used if they do not appear. Signed by Roland Salazar, Bear County, on the 20th of July. Notary Ruben Maldonado. Okay, that's the end of their evidence. We look at district's evidence. What do we have? Let's see here. We have a unit on 204 Nassau. We have a value of 285. So 205 Nassau sold for 312. 502 Lauderdale sold for 310. 302 Lauderdale sold for 318. 708 Lauderdale sold for 332. We show a median sales value of 314,000. All of the units in the comparables are all the same size, same square footage, and the same land value. Median value of 285,670, and this is us comping other units in the 200 building on Nassau. 285,670 is the district.
These columns are all completion that for a while, so. I think 45. It's fine, and probably it's all free.
I agree with the district value.
You-
Count 2022-1819, like house, like case I do. Count 25315, which is 204 Nassau, like the condos. Addressing each right market and equity levels. Depending on the appraisal review board, the current market value of $285,670.
Second. Oh, sorry, Julian, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, that closes that hearing. We'll open the hearing on case ID 2022-1820. Count number 25372. Which is 811 Sandollar.
All right, we're in Keel Agro condos again. That's good. Section 1, its owner's name. Section 2 is 811 Sandollar. Keel Agro condos, unit 811. That's the property under protest. Section 3 is reason for protest, which is Q1, Q2. Section 4 is there's one packet of evidence. Section 5, request ARB set value at 265. Owner fill property overvalued. So in section 6, they intended to be on the phone with us, but they signed this affidavit in case they're not. And this is Roland Salazar in Bear County on the 20th of July. Ruben Maldonado is the notary. And there's an opinion of value form here, given a value of 265, we currently have a value of 280. We'll go to our evidence here and see what it says. So,
They state whether it's upper or lower.
I can see if I can tell. It is second floor. So it's second floor and we have, comp number 1 is on Lauderdale, second floor. Sold for 284 and 21.
What, show me second, where it says second floor. Oh,
It's in
there
the
it is.
neighborhood.
Second.
Sometimes you'll have it, sometimes you don't. The next comp is under, U for under, I'm assuming. If that's what that stands for.
Under, meaning first floor.
I hope that's what that means. It is on sand dollars, sold for 281 and 21.
Yeah.
And then we have another one on $6 that sold for 279. We show a median value of 281. And in our equity grid, we have units in the 800 building on sand dollar, 280,690. So we believe our value is fine.
Okay, and according to that, so number 3 is also an under.
Number 3 is also an under. Correct.
I agree with the district's value on this. Yeah.
Case ID 2022-1820, account 25372, which is A11 Sand Dollar, Cubicle condos. Addressing equity market levels. Pending of the appraisal review board and the currently noted value of $180,690 in sand.
I second.
All in favor?
Do you guys want to get a jump start on the afternoon? Is that, what do y'all want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only 10, so.
She's bringing papers in. We should be afraid. This is happening.
Yeah, you already picked that up,
Well, I'll just put it in a file here.
There you
Is this the file here?
Yeah, that's the file.
There you go. And that's the vote file.
Just want to let you guys know that I looked at one of the affidavits here just real quick. For the previous set of hearings that we just did with Roland Salazar, he had checked the box that he intended. I intended to appear by telephone conference call for the hearing, and then we listened to those, and then he said, okay, I'm good with the affidavit. On this one, at least on the first one, he has checked the box that says I do not intend to appear at the hearing. So we're not running the risk of doing these only to have him call this afternoon,
Okay.
which is nice, because that would be very annoying, yes. Because we're just going off of his word. But if we look at this, I'm just thumbing through, has checked that he is not. So, okay, that's
So
good.
we're on 130 right now.
We are.
Yes.
He's done a good job in my mind from the standpoint of being totally honest and saying, he's looked at these,
Yeah.
and as well as saying, I don't have anything.
Yeah, he's essentially contracted to do this, and he told us verbally that they were contracted for informals only. So they were paid to try to not have to do this.
All right.
So,
Oh, we gotta do all the.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta do all the.
Give another minute.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah.
This is good.
No.
No, I like these York peppermint patties. Oh, peppermint patties. No. it's-
Charlie Brown.
Oh, I see what she did. Sneaky here.
Actually.
And we're not.
1:30 and then 3, okay. All right, so we are going to commence a series of hearings by affidavit. And we'll announce each one as we go into them. This hearing is being recorded and streamed live on YouTube. It will verify. I think you did Q1, Q2 on all these. Case list instead of other, no, it doesn't. These are all Q1. Yeah, okay. So it's all market and equity. We are the appraisal review board that will be hearing the protests today. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of the protests. Protester has the right to appeal our decision, and appeal information will be provided to the protester with our determination. In accordance with tax code section 41.45H, it is assumed that all written material and evidence has been provided with the affidavit. The ARB members that are considering the protests have not communicated with anyone about the protests and are signing affidavits to that effect. I, Scott Ware, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F related to case IDs 2022-718, 719, 20, 23, 25, 27, 29, 16, 29, 31, 525, 724, 726, 28, and 1635.
Okay, after this, oh, swear that I have not communicated with a person in violation of tax code. In relation to cases 122. Yeah. Of these, that you read?
Yeah, that's what I'm,
No, oh, these.
Yeah.
2022, 718, 719, 720, 723, 725, 727, 729, 16, 29, 16, 21.
I have 2 minutes.
No, there's a second.
You have a second page?
Here,
I have the same second page.
525, 724, 726, 728, 1530.
I, Joanne Ferguson, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F related to case numbers 2022, 718, 719, 720, 723, 725, 727, 729, 1629, 1631, 525, 724, 726, 728, and 1635.
Okay. I take the word you solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F in reference to case number 718, 719, 720, 723, 725, 727, 726, 1629, 1631, 525, 724, 726, 728, and 1635.
Okay, all testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath.
I request that you solemnly swear affirm the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Kansas County. And this is for cases 718, 719, 720, 723, 725, 727, 729, 1629, 1631, 525, 724, 726, 726, 735.
Okay, so let's handle these in kind of sort of case order, but we'll. It's on our case listing as well as on the sheet that gave us in this order. So we'll open a hearing on case ID 2022-718, account number 13489, which is 2403 Bay House.
It's on page 5.
Yeah, bottom page 5 on the case.
Ready? Section 1 is the owner's name. And section 2 is property description. This is the property number protest, 2403 Bay House. Section 3 is reasons for protest, Q1, Q2. Section 4 says the evidence varies in the number of pages. Statement of facts. And section 5 says, please consider the evidence provided when determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's notice or offered value. Also, price data in the sales grid, if provided, are sourced directly from MLS. Given the appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of this sales data may not appear in the appraisal district system. Notwithstanding, all sales data we provide is an accurate representation of actual market activity. Thank you. And then section 6 says they do not intend to appear at the hearing. And so they have a notary, and that's Roland Salazar in Bear County on the 6th of June, signed by Ashley Baldwin. And then we have a resident equity adjustment grid is provided with comparables all in Bay House. And it looks like that's it.
Picture.
Um, yes, that's what it looks like.
What did you say? Do what?
246, 540.
Well, that's under sale,
Oh, they do have a sales thing. I'm sorry.
but it's just one column.
Yeah.
294, 670. Which is exactly what. Oh, I'm saying that's in county proposed value. So they're asking for 246, 540.
Based on sales, yeah.
Okay.
They're. Okay, this is wonky. What under
I'm not
equity?
sure where we are. I'm having a hard time finding that value. Where are
Keep
we?
going.
Oh, I see it. Okay. So that's. That is right there.
Yeah.
All Bay House,
Yeah, 2403.
So they want to-
the subject says that this is their location.
Kathy,
It's gone.
I don't believe that PennDOT
Yeah.
that says S,
Yeah.
that's not accurate.
I don't-
That's not where the 2400 building is in Bay House.
Yeah, behind that. is-
The 2400 building in Bay House is like a canoe lake.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's north of that.
But the better location.
Yeah, that subject PennDOT is a street address for the entry into Bay House,
Oh, right, you're right.
I think.
They picked over the subject right now.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And there are other comps or,
Our 1600 building, there's 4 comps in the 1600 building, which is the first building over there. It's like 15 and 1600 building. And then it wraps around to 1700. So they have in their equity, there you have the 1600 building, the 1700 building, and then one comp in the 2400 building.
And they're on the 2400.
And they're in the 2400 building.
Which doesn't have.
Which doesn't have water I think it doesn't even look like it has a view. It's got a view of the courtyard.
On you. Looks that way, yeah.
The ones they're comped to are actually be pricier than.
This thing,
You would think.
Unless they're on the
Well,
other side of. Yeah, but still,
So the thing that's a little wonky on their equity grid is the total values are higher, 302 on those guys. Which seem a little nicer, but then they're adjusting them all down because of what looks like maybe, no, actually, it's just a square footage adjustment. So this last comp 7 is comping out to the same value. I would think probably just leave it where it is.
Well, let's look at one over here.
let's
Oh,
look at.
yeah, I'm sorry.
The county evidence, the district evidence. One thing I would like to point out is in their statement of facts and their whole spiel about their accurate representation of MLS data. They only provided one sale.
Yeah.
And so they went with this equity argument. However, it looks to me, did they give a opinion of value, or
Yeah,
they just
246, 540.
Which was their,
their one sale? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let me see what we have. This will be the first time I looked at it also. So we know where we're at here. We can go straight to the sales grid. We have some sales in the 2500 building, which is right next door, showing that the median value for this should be 306. We have a value of 294, and then we have an equity value of 294. That's all I have.
I'm good with that. Yeah. Yep.
It's like each 2022, there's some gain of 13489, which is 2403 big house and the biggest condominium. And addressing equity market levels, depending on the appraisal review board, that we currently get a value of $294,670.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, that closes that hearing. We'll open the hearing on case ID 2022-719, account number 15191. Which is 176 Fort St. Clair, City by the Sea.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Okay, section 1 states the owner's name. Section 2 is the property under protest 176. Port St. Clair, section 3 are reasons for protest, which is Q1, Q2, and then also other. Just remind everybody that other is something that the owner has to come up with. We don't have to defend other unless the owner actually tries to say something about other. It's not anything that we have to defend. It's their burden. But we do have to defend Q1, Q2. So section 4 is evidence varies, and that's the number of pages. Section 5 looks like it's similar to the other thing. It says, please consider the evidence provided when determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's notice or offer value. Also, price data and the sales grid, if provided, are sourced directly from MLS. Given the district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of our sales data may not appear in the appraisal district system. Notwithstanding, all sales data we provide is an accurate representation of actual market activity. Section 6, they don't intend to appear. Section 7 is Roland Salazar, signed, notarized by Ashley Baldwin on the 6th of June in Berry County. Opinion of value is given on the next page from an equity standpoint. And the value is, their opinion is 275,201. And then there's an equity grid. Yeah, there's an equity grid. There's not a sales grid. For a second, I'll just throw in here real quick that this equity grid is city by the sea. So you don't have to worry about it being something else.
Where's it going?
Yeah, I mean, we just take this way, so.
Oh, you see, okay.
Are you guys okay for me to move on? Yeah. Okay. We're looking at a house in City by the Sea, 176 Port St. Clair. It's a canal lot.
Yeah.
There's a sale on Port St. Clair. There's a,
It's on the water, isn't it?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Can we, yeah. City by the sea.
City by the Sea, yeah.
The peak
Back out on the picture.
Oh, building canal, yeah. Gotcha.
So there's a sale on Port St. Clair for 505. And there's a sale on Port Avenue for 425. And these are,
All these are on the canal.
they're on the canal, yeah, yes, ma'am. And then there's a sale comps 3 and 4, Port St. Clair, one for 280, one for 390. In 21 and one's in 20. Showing a median value of 350. Every one of these comps is larger than the subject. The subject's a pretty small home, actually, a 1,200 square foot home. And the equity grid is class 4 homes, a couple of class 5 homes are mixed in here, but there was an effort to get that square footage down. So we have a median equity value of 316 and believe our 310 is supported.
I agree. Yeah. I agree with the district on this one.
Yeah, I'm fine. I wish they do more adjustments.
I know. It's really cool. Okay, case ID 2022-709. Yes, I'll be rather account 15191, which is 176 Port St. Clair and City by the Sea. Addressing market and equity values. The opinion of the Federal Review Board that the currently owned value of $310,740
I'll second that.
All in favor?
time.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, that closes that hearing. We'll open the hearing on case ID 2022-720, account number 16917. 128 Ridge Harbor.
All righty, we're in Coconut Ridge, section 1 is the owner's name, and section 2 says that the property description is 128 Ridge Harbor Drive. Section 3, reasons for protest, Q1, Q2, and other. Section 4 says the number of pages varies in the evidence. Section 5 says to please consider the evidence provided in determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's notice for offered value. Also, price data in the sales grid, if provided, are sourced directly from MLS. Given the appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of our sales data may not appear in the appraisal district system, notwithstanding all sales data we provide is an accurate representation of actual market activity. Section 6, they do not intend to appear. Section 7, this is signed in Bear County by Roland Salazar, notarized by Ashley Baldwin. And then you have an equity grid. And just for the record, I'll confirm that all of these look like they are in Coconut Ridge. Median on the top left, I guess, is that their number that they're reporting? Yeah, that's what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
Median adjusted value 645. Okay. Let's take a look and see what we got here. So this particular property was a sale. Oh, okay, let's go back real quick and look. Did they,
At theirs,
yeah, this property sold, did they put it in the grid? I just want to make sure if they did, I want to know. They did not. Oh, these are, they don't have a sales grid.
Right.
Fair
equity.
I'm going to avoid that.
enough. If it's okay with you guys, I want to officially say that I'm extremely annoyed that I have to read those 4 sentences about the MLS stuff, but they're not giving sales grids. Right, so that's very annoying. For me to have to do that and then not have a sales grid, because I'm waiting for
Waiting for
I'm
proof.
waiting for the proof, yeah.
Yeah.
Comment number 1 is the subject. It sold in October of 21 for $712. Comment number 2, Coconut Ridge Road sold in November of 21 for $565. And it's a little bit different style of a house. You can see there. It's a first floor house, has a garage and all that good stuff. Depending on what you like. Comment number 3 is on Linda Lane, which is in Coconut Ridge, but it's a little dead end street at the beginning. Sold for $525, and 214 Coconut Ridge sold in December of 21 for $684. It's a newer home, and we have a 707 median value. And our equity value is also 707. Class 5 homes, a little bit larger, it looks like, one of them smaller. That's all I have.
I'm good with the value.
Information that's undervalued.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it just sold for more than?
Yeah.
They're asking.
And they didn't reduce it.
100.
689, 100, yes. I'm good with that value.
Case ID 2022-720, account 16917, which is 728 Ridge Harbor Drive, Ridge. Addressing market equity values, in the review board, and currently on the value of 689,100.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, that closes that hearing. We'll open the hearing on case ID 2022-723. Count number 26812, which is 1520 South Pearl Street.
So now we're on South Pearl. Section 1 is the owner's name. Section 2 is 1520 South Pearl, property description of under protest. Section 3, Q1, Q2, and other are the reasons for protest. Section 4 says there's a varied amount of pages in the evidence. Section 5, statement of facts or arguments. Please consider the evidence provided when determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's noticed or offered value. Also, price data in the sales grid, if provided, are sourced directly from MLS. Given the appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of the sales data may not appear in the appraisal district system. Notwithstanding, all sales data we provided is an accurate representation of actual market value. Thank you. Section 6, I do not intend to appear at the hearing either in person or by telephone conference call. Section 7, signed in Bear County by Roland Salazar. Notary is Ashley Baldwin. 6 June 22. The next thing you see is a residential equity adjustment grid showing a median adjusted value of 217. And I like to do this when I like to point out when people comp things that aren't in the area. So I also want to say that when people do, I would say that their comps are in the area. There's nothing wrong with the area that they chose the same area.
Still,
It still seem a little bit far apart.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it's not too bad. It's good enough. It's good enough.
Now I'm confused.
The subject looks like just land.
Is all price data in the sales grid sourced from MLS?
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and there is no sales grid to go with it. And
So,
the image on there, they're using Google Street View imagery. It hasn't been updated in several
I
years.
see, okay, thank you.
all right, let's take a look and see what we got. We are definitely on Pearl Street. And we are dealing with a property that sold this year,
Yeah.
sold in 22, February of 22 for 240. And then there's a sale also on Pearl Street, the 900 block of Pearl Street that sold for 289. Same class, same square footage, basically the same year. And then we have another sale on Pearl Street. That's a little bit larger, but the same class and around the same age, sold for 303. So our median is 240. And our equity median is 237. These are the comps, the first two comps are directly next door to the subject. And the next one is just another house in that general area. We believe 236 is fine.
I do too. And in case ID.
Okay, Joanne?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. 2022-7.3, and 16.2, which is 15.7 Pearl Street. Interesting equity and market levels in the group board, currently noted value of 236,137.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, that closes that hearing. We'll open the hearing on case ID 2022-725, account number 47649. Which is 12 East End Drive. Valero, yes.
Correct.
Top of page 7.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty much beyond the order.
All right, so comp number, or section 1 is the owner's name. Section 2 is the property under protest, 12 East Bend Drive. Section 3, reasons for protest, Q1, Q2, and other. Section 4 says that the number of pages varies in the evidence package. Section 5 is a statement of facts or arguments. Please consider the evidence provided when determining the final value of this property, We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's notice or offered value. Also, price data in the sales grid, if provided, are sourced directly from MLS. Given the district's appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of our sales data may not appear in the appraisal district system, notwithstanding, notwithstanding, comma, all sales data we provided is an accurate representation of actual market activity. Thank you. Section 6, I do not intend to appear, so we have a signed affidavit here by Roland Salazar, Berry County, 6th of June, Ashley Baldwin. Next thing down is, holy smokes, a equity grid. We have a value of 273. They believe the value is 271. If that's right, let me double check. Let me look at our evidence.
271.
So is that really what we have on it? We have been hearing
Yes,
over.
273.
We are having hearing $2,000. Certainly are. So we have a sales grid here in Cape Valero. And we have some sales.
Wow.
We have a dry, I mean, there's just various data here. This land is a dry lot in Cape Valero. You'll notice that land value is 47,000. So there's other dry, quote unquote, dry land in Cape Valero. Cape Valero. So the first one is January of 22, sold for 450. The next one is 2020. We have 2020 sale here, November of 2020 for 235. We have one dry land in Sunset Bay, which is not Cape Valero, but it's similar. It's a larger home, 372, and then we have a dry Cape Valero at 459. In June of 21, we have a median value of 327. We have a value of 273. Our median equity is 303. And we have 273. It's our opinion that we are undervaluing 12%.
Agree.
Yes, I do.
Everybody?
Yes.
Case ID 2022-75. In account 47649, which is 1275, Valero. In addressing incorrect trade market and equity levels, it's the opinion of the appraisal review board, that currently value of 273,000.
Bob, second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Yeah, that closes that hearing. We'll open the hearing on case ID 2022-727. Account number 62473, which is 916 South Live Oak.
They have a indicated value of 240. The district has a value of 242. I looked at it, I'm okay at 240.
Okay. Case ID 2022-727, account 62473, which is 916 Live Oak Street. Addressing incorrect market and equity levels. The property owner's agent and district would agree that the currently noted value of that non-farm credit review board, the currently noted value of $242,250 be reduced to $240,000 even.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Did I already went through that, didn't I?
You did.
Yes.
Aye.
These numbers are just getting weird. I'm sorry.
Do we need a break?
Or do we need to save some for this afternoon?
Well, let's
What's
knock
our-
off 130 if you want.
Okay.
And then we'll
Okay.
assess whether we want to continue. All right, that closes that hearing. We'll open a hearing on case ID 2022-729, account number 71153, which is 915 South Magnolia.
Correct. We have a lot. We have a land protest, dirt protest here. Section 1 is the owner's name. Section 2 is property description, 915 South Magnolia Street. That's the property under protest. Section 3, reasons for protest, Q1, Q2, and other. Section 4, the number of pages varies. Section 5, statement of facts or arguments. Please consider the evidence provided when determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's notice or offered value. Also, price data in the sales grid that provided are sourced directly from MLS. Given the appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of our sales data may not appear in the appraisal district system. Notwithstanding all sales data we provide is an accurate representation of actual market activity. Thank you. So they do not intend to appear at the hearing. They have a signed notarized document here signed by Roland Salazar, 6th of June of 22 in Bear County, notary Ashley Baldwin. And then there is a picture. Doesn't say if this is, I don't see equity or sales. I don't know, you can make an assumption.
They have a land value of 37,500.
Yeah,
So,
these are our values.
these are our values, okay. So, I would say that these are not good, in my opinion, that these are not good comps. They're not in the right spot, and it's silly to not use comps that are just on Magnolia, Live Oak, Church, or Austin. Now let's see if we did it. There's no telling. Here we go. This sells grid. We have 60,000. We have a Live Oak, a Magnolia, and a Magnolia. Subject is on Magnolia. Sales are at 74, 72, 65, and 66, giving you weighted value of 67,000 for $13.57 a square foot. We're currently valuing it at $12 a square foot, and then our equity are residences on Magnolia, or land on Magnolia, sorry, at 5,000 square feet. Value is $60,000. That's what we have.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why there's an adjustment. What makes comp 3 and,
From the district,
yeah, comp 1 and 3 in the equity grid adjust down? It's just, I mean, it was valued higher, obviously, but the question. I'm just surprised why maybe there was
Yeah, I don't
a
know.
land table break or something.
There could be, I'm not real sure.
Okay, I'm fine, so.
And case ID 2022-629, account 71154, Street. And addressing the incorrect market of equity levels, continuing to propose a review board at the total voted value of $60,000.
I second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay, that closes that hearing. We'll open the hearing on case ID 2022-1629. Account number 25455. 2292 North Fulton Beach Road, apartment 601.
This is gonna be, this is gonna be kind of, yeah, that's. Section 1 is the owner's name. Section 2 says 2292 North Fulton Beach Road, apartment, and then left blank. Section 3, Q1, Q2, and other are under protest. Section 4 is evidence, number of pages varied. Section 5, statement of facts or arguments, says please consider the evidence provided when determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's noticed or offer value. Also, price data in the sales grid, if provided, are sourced directly from MLS. Given the appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of our sales may not appear in the appraisal district system. Notwithstanding, all sales data we provide is an accurate representation of actual market activity. Thank you. They do not intend to appear at the hearing, and they have a signed notarized document here, signed by Roland Salazar, Fair County, 6th of June, 2022. Ashley Baldwin is the notary. The next thing we see is a residential equity adjustment grid. And it appears that all of these comps equity comps are in the complex. And the picture that they have down below is not accurate. Just so you know. But their comps look fine. Median adjusted value of 310. We have a value of 316. We'll take a look and see what we have here. We have that.
So they got square footage adjustment, not they're adjusting.
We have some sales in Contiki. There's one for 346, there's one for 260. There's one for 307, there's one for 343. Yeah, so we have a 341 median value. Let's see what else we have here. Comp equity 316, this is just, these are the same units, 316, 170. So we think our value is fine. All right. I agree.
Agree.
HID 2022-169, 25455. 22914 Beach Road, which is the country condominiums. Addressing incorrect market levels. Review board on the value of $316,170.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Yeah, that closes the hearing. We'll open the hearing on case ID 2022-1631. Count number 31602. Excuse me, 415 Fairway Oaks.
Yeah, this is gonna be more land, or land again, and this one's in the country club on Fairway Oaks, so. Section 1 is the owner's name, section 2 is 415 Fairway Oaks. Section 3, reason for protest, Q1, Q2, and other, section 4, the number of cases varies in the evidence packet, section 5, statement of facts or arguments. Please consider the evidence provided when determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's negative or offer value. Also, price data and the sales grid is provided are sourced directly from MLS. Given the appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of our sales data may not appear in the appraisal district system. Notwithstanding, all sales data we provided is an accurate representation of actual market activity. They do not intend to appear at the hearing, so they have a notarized document here signed by Roland Salazar, Bear County, 6th of June, 2022. Ashley Baldwin is the notary. Then they have they have a map. They have a map, and we're all they look like it, right? Country club
I
style.
don't know if this one's.
I don't think it
No.
is.
No, not according to their man.
So, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah.
It's off fairway, but I mean, yeah, it's gotta be off fairway.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah, it's the little blue one.
off fairway. We have. Look at some sales. Country club. So we've got. Sale on Augusta for 85,000, another sale in Augusta for 87,000. And then Champions, 86,000, Peachtree, 50,000. We have a weighted value of 78,000 for the land. That we have a market value of 61, however. And we have an equity value of 61,000. We've got some lots here, and it's just balancing out the square footage differences.
61,000. Lots and your sales value is too high
Yeah, I agree.
for
I agree.
off fairway lots. 61, and there's very few lots left in the country club. It's probably it's off of the 61.
Yeah. It's a
It's not a bad location.
no, and it's also a 12,000 square foot lot. So it's a chunk of land. Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, it's time to do 2022, there's 1631, account 31602, which is 415 Fairway Oaks in the country club. We're addressing incorrect equity and marketing, equity and sales levels, it's depending on the federal review board, that we currently know the value, $61,080 in state.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Now I'll just add, just so you guys know, there's 5 left.
Yeah,
There we
so
go.
it's only 10:48, 10:50. I think we should just try and knock them off.
Yeah.
Well, Just depends on what Beth wants to do. I think that's true. Yeah.
Okay, 3:00.
Okay, so we're gonna open a hearing on case ID 2022-525. Count number 47725, which is 67 Northview Drive in Holiday Beach.
That's one of the things.
Well, no, let's just knock these off, because I do see that there's a chief appraiser motion also, that we'll probably deal with. Before we leave. Okay. And I don't think it's gonna be the full plan.
Okay. So this property is, it is in Holiday Beach, section 1, the owner's name, section 2, it's 67 Northview Drive. Section 3, Q1, Q2, and other are under protest. Section 4, the pages vary in the evidence package. Section 5 is a statement of facts or arguments. It says, please consider the evidence provided when determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's notice or offer value. Also, price data and the sales grid, if provided, are sourced directly from MLS. Given the appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of our sales may not appear in the appraisal district system. Notwithstanding, all sales data we provide is an accurate representation of actual market activity. Thank you. In section 6, they do not intend to appear at the hearing. Roland Salazar has been notarized here by Ashley Baldwin in Bear County on the 6th of June. It says they have an opinion here, they have an opinion page, and then they have some pages that are unfortunately turned sideways here, which is no fun for us. But I'm just thumbing through to let you guys know, as y'all look at this, check out R2 grids this time. There is an equity and there is a sales grid. Haven't looked, are they?
Yeah, Fulton Beach Road.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Osprey Lake.
Heights.
I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah, kind
it's interesting. This is pretty interesting. In their sales grid, comp A, 34 Osprey Drive, that's in the preserve.
Yeah.
And that's that house
Yeah.
that has been just studs for like 10 or 12 years. It did sell. There was a house in there that was just, I don't know if someone ran out of money or there was a lawsuit or something, but there's a house. Well, not that long, in 2016, I'm sorry. In 2016, it was built and it did sell this year for, it says 247. No, it's not, but it is interesting that it ended up in this grid. Because I was trying to think, who the heck is comping the preserved, Holiday Beach? That's pretty weird, but the whole thing's weird. They have a condo complex.
Where's Bluebird Lane?
Bluebird Lane is either going to be in just right over here off of Enterprise, or it's possibly, I think there is actually a Bluebird in Lamar. They are saying 152 for sales, and their opinion of value is actually not 152, but their equity at 164.
Yeah, more than one.
Yeah, let me look at our stack here, because see what we're looking at. We have a house in Holiday Beach. And we have a value of 211. Dry lot, Holiday Beach. So comp number 1 is also, it's dry, sold in March of 21 for 244. And then comp number 2, also dry, sold for 236 in February 22. And then again, another dry place here, Live Oak Lane, sold for 207. So we have a value of 200 So we are saying that our market value of 211 is too high, and the value should be 200. And in equity, we proved up 225. So the district's opinion is 200,000.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, that's out.
No, it's out.
Whatever you do.
Whatever you guys do.
200,000 is what.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Round numbers.
I think you case ID 2022-525, account 47725, which is 67 Northview Drive, Holiday Beach. Addressing incorrect appraised market value and equity level. Opinion of the appraisal review board that the currently known value of 211,640 should be lower than 200,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, give me 1 second, because I want to make sure that. He doesn't disappear.
Oh, yeah. Stretch.
First fitness stretch.
Yeah.
We're getting close. That's why I said it.
Can I get you all something while I'm standing? Tea.
For the old people.
They want to learn to store real quick, pick up some beef.
Yeah.
May I take your order, please?
I'm losing weight again, and it's the oddest thing, the place I feel it, I notice it the most in my fingertips. When you put it together, and
Why are you running late?
because there's just so much beauty like that. God, it's great.
What are they doing?
I just want to make sure Mike didn't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be okay. We can knock these off and do the chief appraiser motion, and then we'll be in shape. And I don't think that there's anything.
That's the only thing.
Yeah. Okay, so we're opening a hearing on case ID 2022-724. Account number 32721, which is 806 North Pearl.
We have a value of 114,000 on this property, and they are requesting 12. I'm okay with that.
Sure, makes it easy. Now, case ID 2022-724, account 22721, 806 Pearl Street. Addressing incorrect market and equity levels, opinion of the appraisal review board that the currently known value of $114,070 is reduced to $112,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that closes that hearing. We'll open the hearing on case ID 2022-726, account number 50586. 904 North Vernon.
Section 1 is the owner's name. Section 2 is the property under protest, 904 North Burn. Section 3 are reasons for protest, 1, 2, and other. Section 4 says the number of pages varies in the evidence. Section 5 is the statement of facts or arguments. Please consider the evidence provided in determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's noticed or offered value. Also, the price data in the sales grid is provided are sourced directly from MLS. Given the appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of our sales data may not appear in the appraisal district system. Notwithstanding, all sales data we provide is an accurate representation of actual market activity. Thank you. Section 6, they do not intend to appear at the hearing, and they have a signed affidavit by Roland Salazar in Bear County on the 6th of June, notary Ashley Baldwin. The next thing down here is a residential equity grid. I don't really have any problem with the general location of these comps. They have a median adjusted value of 120. So in our evidence, we have some sales. The sales are, there's a sale, February of 22 for 235. And a sale October of 21 for 200.
Where's Hunter's Alley?
Hunter Valley is the road that is, if you left here on 35 and you were heading towards Los Camales, there is a gas station that doesn't sell gas.
Yeah.
Right there, that's Hunter Valley.
Thank you.
And then there's Alameda Street sale. And then another one over there, there's like a dead end, I believe, Hunter Court. Sold for 122. And then one on Moline that sold for 113, giving a median value of 131. And then there is an equity grid at 136, and this is us comping Class 3 homes in this area that are pretty small. And that's all I have, 138.
So 131 is so no under the median sales.
That's it, I think I'm not.
Yes, you said 138, it's 131.
Well, we have 131.
Yeah.
Yeah.
31, 690. Okay, there it is. 120.
There's not, there's only one that's close, and that's 122.
Yeah, what's there, what's there? So,
And it's a cute house.
oh, it's an old, okay. 383. Yeah,
Yeah,
You okay?
yeah, I'm okay, it's just,
you're not comfortable with,
well,
I think it's a little high.
I think it's a little high, but the evidence is there and I'm struggling with that. But
120 is.
yeah, 120 is way too.
It's not far off. Okay. Even sales on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is Rose Street Annex X?
Okay,
Help me with that.
Rose Street is not Annex X.
It says Annex X.
Rose Street is?
Road.
Yeah, where's that at? I'm sorry.
It's the second comp in the equity grid.
Okay, let me take a look.
Phoenix K.
K, right?
Yeah.
Annex K.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know.
it's just, it was Annex years ago and they put city water over there, I think.
So this is a house. Oh, it looks like a,
Looks like a barn or.
it looks like
shack.
Oh, yeah, there's a,
Like
it's
a
a,
storage building.
it's
Yeah.
no, it's a, this is what a barn
Metal
condominium
building.
is like on Rose Street.
141.
Wait, hold on, where are we at?
Oh, you're in the equity grid,
Okay,
comp 2.
oh, that's not what I'm saying.
That's not one you do.
No, that's.
Yeah, never mind. There is a barn dominium on Rose Street. That's
Not
kind of,
this.
Really nice.
but no, I don't know. Yeah,
This just is like a.
This is a house.
This is a house.
Sure.
yeah.
This one, a partial picture.
But we want to look at the subject again?
No, on number 51229.
To get our bearings real quick. Where we are.
Where it is.
Real quick, this is the subject. It's on
Okay.
Savador and Burn. Come on. What I'm at actually. Need some context here. Okay,
Wow.
Rose right over there.
Yes.
let me get rid of these.
51229.
Okay, and then, get.
So it has a, what is that? Just that's either a carport or a garage in the front and the house is in the back.
So that's what I'm seeing is probably the carport.
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
Garage.
So that's
Yeah.
what we could get, yeah.
Okay,
House in the rear.
yeah, I know, okay, because I was like, yeah. Okay, I'll go with the value. District.
It's ID 2022-76, 50586, which is North Burn Street, addressing incorrect market and equity levels. Opinion of the review board is currently noted value $131,600 million.
I second.
All in favor? Any opposed? And that closes that hearing. We're open the hearing on case ID 2022-728. Count number 66148. Which is 923 Redwood Avenue.
So Redwood Avenue is Oak Terrace. Section 1 is the owner's name. Section 2 says 953 Redwood Avenue. Section 3, reasons for protest, Q1, Q2, and other. Section 4, number of pages varies. Section 5, please consider the evidence provided when determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's notice or offered value. Also, price data in the sales grid, if provided, are sourced directly from MLS. Given the appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of our sales data may not appear in the appraisal district system. Notwithstanding, all sales data we provided is an accurate representation of actual market activity. They do not intend to appear at the hearing. Roland Salazar has been notarized by Ashley Baldwin, 6th of June, 2022 in Bear County. And the next thing we see is a equity grid. And everything is all, yeah, they're all on a terrace. They're all on a terrace. It's not bad at all.
There are 258 years.
258. And yeah, 258. So we have we have sales grid. Sell on Redwood, sell on Pine, sell on Redwood, sell on Oak. These are all Oak Terrace. Rendering a median value of 283. Is Redwood, class 4 homes, about the same size, within 100 feet, same year. 282, 200 is our median equity value. Market value of 275, we believe our 275 is fine.
Yeah, it's lower than the sales are equities. I'll go with this 275,650. You okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, case ID 2022-728 and 6614. It's 953 Redwood Avenue, Oak Terrace. Addressing incorrect market and equity levels, it's the opinion of the review board that the currently noted value of $275,650 should stand.
I second.
All in favor?
If anybody's counting, this is the last one.
Yes.
No.
I wasn't counting.
All right, well, open the hearing on case ID 2022-1635, account number 6649. 118 Southwind Lane.
All right, Southwind Lane is in Cape Valero. Section 1 is the owner's name. Section 2 is 118 Southwind Lane. That's the property under protest. Section 3, reasons for protest, Q1, Q2, and other. Section 4, the number of pages varies. Section 5, this is a statement of facts. Please consider the evidence provided when determining the final value of the property. We believe the fair tax value for the property is lower than the county's notice or offer value. Also, excuse me, also price data in the sales grid, if provided, are sourced directly from NLS. Given the appraisal district's limited ability to capture comprehensive sales data, it should be expected that some of our sales data may not appear in the appraisal district system. Notwithstanding, all sales data we provide is an accurate representation of actual market activity. Thank you. They do not intend to appear at the hearing. They have a signed notarized document here, signed by Roland Salazar, Bear County, 6th of June of 22. Notary is Ashley Baldwin. Then they have an opinion of value page where they show our value of 667. They have a sales value of 581, and they have a equity value of 635. Their opinion of value is 581. Just to let you guys know, when you look through the, I know they look the same, but there are two grids in this data. There's an equity grid, and then starting on page 6, that looks like, I guess, page 5 was, I don't know. There is a sales grid in here.
Sure.
There's both an equity and a sales grid.
Where is Teal Road? Is that in,
Coconut Cove,
First lane.
Coconut Cove,
Into, let's go. to-
Lake Shore, Pompano, all Coconut.
Whole kind of beach.
On
There's Coconut.
New house.
and there's,
Oh,
yeah,
kind of hard. to
it's just wrong.
Estes Drive is a weird one too. It's actually, it's a dead end road off of Business 35 heading south to Aransas Pass.
BG,
So
love these names.
BG is Islands of Rockport. So this is a pretty cool house, actually. All that being said, you know, the comps are kind of weird. This is a neat place. This is in Southwind. It's in Cape Valero, but it's its own little thing. So it's, I don't even think it's technically Cape Valero. It's technically South. It just, you drive through Cape Valero to get to it. It is on Italian Bend, if you're familiar with that.
Can we
And
speak Italian? It's on Coconut Bay, right?
that is known as Port Bay.
Oh, Fort Bay. Yeah, you have to, yeah, I know where that, yeah. That's a new development.
It's pretty neat. It's a neat house.
out there.
Really.
So we've got some cells on Southwind. We're gonna go ahead and use those. We have 3 comps on Southwind showing a value of 675. And we have some comps for equity also on Southwind, showing a number of 669. And our opinion is 667 is fine.
And it's even lower than last year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, did it?
Yeah.
Well, 600.
By 621.
If you ever have several $100,000 that you want to do something with, this is a pretty cool spot, in my opinion.
Yeah, it really is.
It's one of the cooler spots, as far as county goes.
It's a big lot. Look at that, the size of that thing.
Yeah.
Forever. Well, but part of it's underwater too. So,
Yeah.
You know.
Look at how far that pier goes out. My goodness.
I don't know if that's the right direction. You want to face. You might have the sun hitting you in the face. You might have the sun hitting you in the face. Maybe that's, I don't know. People don't like that, right? You want the sun, you want it on the other side.
Yeah.
Beautiful for sunsets.
Yeah.
Well, hot and bright.
Yeah, right. All right, I think that's all I have.
I'm good with this value.
So am I. These are gorgeous.
Page ID 2020, there's 1635, 6449. Indirect, and you correct numbers at the level, depending on the board, currently noted value of $667,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Aye.
All right, that closes that hearing.
Yeah. No, she did it funny. Sometimes they do it funny.
My father-in-law used to call Italian Ben, he always used to call it Dago Ben.
Oh, yeah.
That was back at a time when,
You can say
That
that.
was acceptable.
You can say that.
oh, yeah. Okay, who is this? These are all, I have no idea. Oh, these are some extras, I guess. I'm guessing. Okay, let's see if we can drag.
Mike?
Yeah.
Also.
5 seconds.
Minutes
to be approved.
Oh, yeah, we ought to look at those, huh?
Well, just go ahead and count.
Yeah. We have 4, 5 approved.
Yeah, that's all the last three.
11.
What about chief appraiser motions?
Yes, he went to get mine.
Okay. Oh, these are all wacky.
All right, should be in a moment.
Looking at the minutes.
You ever hear about how certain words and phrases mean things in different?
Oh, yes.
So, for example, in Europe, in England, I maybe Europe in general. If you hear somebody say, we're gonna table that, what does that mean to you?
Put it for later.
Topic for now.
Yeah.
Say
Right.
for later.
In England, it means, no, we're gonna put it on the table and deal with it right now. And then momentarily,
In a
like we're gonna land momentarily.
Pretty shortly.
Yeah, like in the moment. And over there it means for a moment. So they always just laugh, you know, the pilot get on and say, we're gonna land in Heathrow momentarily. We go, ha ha ha, what are you gonna do? Just land and take off right away? Or-
Now,
That's legal.
You certainly can.
so let's do it.
Is this the fancy one or just?
This is just to play with.
Yeah, it's just something to do with your hands. Better than clicking a pen or whatever.
Eating,
Eating, yeah.
eating.
Okay, wear this around my neck.
We're going to go ahead and read these minutes.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. They didn't put them in one file.
No,
Oh, well.
I have a question on minutes, but almost always correct.
Cause what?
Almost always correct.
Which one?
Oh.
You have
I
a
said-
correction. I'm
No,
sorry.
I said, no, I said, very, very rarely.
Oh, very, yes. Okay.
Yeah, if they're not sure, they can always go back and listen again.
Okay.
We have any letters to be read, was in that other packet folder, what?
I can double check, but.
Yeah, So under the appraisal motion. Gonna read those into the record. I don't know if they were uploaded, but I can definitely read them in, oh, yeah, they are.
So we're starting at the top, like 17899.
Yeah, I can do it in that order, for sure. 17899.
No, the only other thing is if we have time, we have minutes to be approved.
Yeah.
All right, so, the first one is, 17899. It says the movement, Michael Soto, Chief Bridge from Aransas, brings, correct the appraisal rule regarding the following property for the appraisal rule certified on the 20th of July, 2021. So you'll remember that, like, when we're doing a chief appraisal motion, it's supplement and breaking the seal and putting something in or making a change. This is the change. Davy Mathis, block 31, lot 11, 812 South Magnolia Street, the account number is 17899. It's a clerical error that affects the property owner's tax liability for the tax year 2021. The movement states it's located within the Aransas County Appraisal District. The taxing units are described right there. In 2017, the home was damaged by hurricane. In 2019, the home had been built back, but no break in the freeze, not bigger or better. In 2020, the home was torn down. In 2021, the general land office home was completed. The freeze should have been broken in 2021 because the home is now bigger or better. The new value of $73,160 be used to manually calculate the amounts that were added to the freeze based on the $74,980 home existing in 2017 and a new home with a value of $140,140 in 2021. So you look at that calculation, 148,140 minus the 74,980. The homestead cap calculates as of no new value because of the GLO law, the law under 2322. And so basically, had to break the freeze, but the cap is calculating with the new. So that's the change for this one. The next one is, and I guess at the end you can make a motion, or you can make a motion. Individually, how would you like to do it?
Yeah, we'll go through all of them.
Okay. The next one is 28084. It's McCampbell Block 8, southwest portion of 110 by 340, the south half of 12. It's 0.8585 acres. The property location is 2484 Kirby Road. It's a clerical error that affects the property's owner liability for the years 2019 to 2020. The GIS mapping was wrong. Improvements from the neighboring property, which was 61363, were swapped from this account in 2019 from the appraisal district's records, which is the same year that the property was transferred in a deed from Ferguson to Loveland. This motion will allow the property improvements to be swapped back through a GIS correction that's been submitted. The next one is 61363. Now this is tied to the one that we just read. It's the other half. And it says the GIS mapping was wrong. The improvements to the neighboring property 28084 were swapped with this account in 2019. The appraisal records. This was the same year. 28084 had a change in ownership. The motion will allow the improvements to be swapped back. The PID 61363 does not have an over 65 impact in place. The exemption of the ceiling won't need to be changed because it was set in 1998. The GIS correction submission has been made. So again, those last two were tied together. The GIS correction. The next one is 62364. It's a clerical error that affects years 2017 through 2021. Agri Island, 390 Agri Island Road half.
Can't Texas.
Well, it's called that, but it's really,
It's in Aransas County.
Okay.
it's weird. It's off 188, right?
Yeah, Agri Island Road is off of 188. You turn to the north as if you're going to Bayside, and Agri Island Road is there. It's far west part of the county. Property owner had a disability veteran rating 2, but a disability veteran rating 1 was applied in error. This motion will correct the rating in the appraisal record and will result in a decrease in tax liability. Next one is account number 64943. It's clerical errors that affects the property owner's liability for tax years 2017 through 2021. The city of Rockport was not included as a taxing entity on the above account. The motion will add the city of Rockport to the certified roll. There was in areas like this, there was areas that were annexed years ago. And sometimes when you have an improvement on the account like this, because it wasn't tied to a real property account, it was just. So the land underneath it was part of the annexation, but this was missed. This is just adding the entity. So those are the clerical, those are the chief appraiser motions to correction for appraisal roll.
Make a motion on all of them.
You can, yeah.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion on chief appraiser motions on today, which is July 25th, 2022. And addressing PID 17899, 28084, 161 62364, and 64943.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that covers that.
Do we have anything else there?
Just the minutes if they want to approve them. That should be on the tablet. You go back out. Okay.
We perused them.
I have a question on the 18. In this paragraph, it says, blah, 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 blah. It says, H said he spoke with the ARB attorney after the letter was read. I'm not sure what H
Where are
is.
you? What?
I'm in this.
Paragraph.
Well, no.
No.
He doesn't make sense.
He said he spoke.
No, it just says H there.
Yeah, but if you say the word, he said he spoke with ARB attorney, it makes sense.
Well, but who is he? It's not, it would be, I suspect it's me.
You said on the 18?
Yes, ma'am.
What paragraph?
Second paragraph starts with Scott Arrington said that what is being addressed is what is whether, and there's a second sentence which says H said.
It should say Scott Wagner.
Or it should,
Yeah,
Well, I think the he is referring to you, but we can change that to say your name.
yeah, that'd be good. That's the only point of confusion.
I'm a little confused with the,
Hold on.
okay, let's see, there would be first.
Yeah, there's too many keys.
6
Why does it say Scott Arrington?
That's a good question.
said what is being addressed is whether.
It's you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Scott Wade.
So the first Scott should be Scott Wagner said
Wagner
that
said.
what is
Yeah.
being addressed is whether the letter
Right.
could cause.
Yeah.
And then.
And then we'll change
And
it.
he said it would be okay in that.
And then he said he spoke with the
Yeah,
attorney.
right.
So the
those
he is
two-
okay?
There's two changes there. And then the third sentence, Scott Wagner handed out information to each board member and Carrie Arrington in which he had organized. So Scott Wagner is the third correction.
We'll put that, okay.
And then there was no motion made by the board members, but Peggy and Kathy voiced their approval of the letter.
Yeah, and that was because I just said I was.
You presented a letter.
I did.
That's what we're talking about, the letter that you presented. Okay, I'm clear on that now.
Okay.
Okay,
More comments were made by Scott Arrington and Carrie Arrington. That's,
I think it's trying to be.
it's just, that should be
Yeah.
Wager and Carrie Arrington.
Where are you at?
I'm on the,
There was no motion made?
Yes, and
Okay.
it says more comments were made by Scott Arrington. It should be Scott Wager.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay,
oh, and I wasn't here that day, but there was a day where there was nothing on the 8:30, like no, it's it's important that you start the meeting regardless and have the thing running.
Yeah, and we'll chase down anybody if there's any.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so.
That's all I got. Thank you, everybody.
We don't need to, okay, bye.
Finish them all.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I can't see anything else.
Okay, then.
I'm still reading last one.
I haven't yet. No.
Make a motion. That the following minutes of the appraisal review board meeting be approved. Dates of July 11th, July 14th, July 18th, July 19th, and July 20th.
With corrections
On the 18th, yeah.
on the, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. You got anything else?
No,
Okay, then I think we can have a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn the meeting of the ARB committee.
We want to do it tomorrow then.
On second.
Anybody,
Yeah, right.
anybody opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.
So we won't be here tomorrow.
Yes, we'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.